North or South Carolina or anywhere else in the world, enter the Cat Cave with D. White and Shannon Smith, a part of the Keep Pounding Podcast Network, powered by the Fans First Sports Network, where you can find shows such as Winning the Division. Man, that's ironic right there. It's like they knew that was going to happen
Mhm.
with NFL alum Ben Troop and my play cousin Ryan Smith, who also hosts Inside the Vault. And do not forget to tune into the Believe Network and watch Believe in Panthers, where founder of Tobacco Sports Radio, Des Johnson, hosts the show and also hosted by the all-time leading rusher in Carolina Panthers history, Jonathan Stewart. Welcome to the Cat Cave yet again. Sit back, relax. We're going to talk some Panthers football. I'm your host, Shannon Smith, aka Podcast Smitty, holding down Western North Carolina. And I'm joined by the Beasts from the Northeast, North Carolina, Pasquotank County's own D. White. My brother, how you doing?
Not too bad. Tired. Just got back from a good gym session. Ready to talk some Panther football. Ready to talk some playoff football. Ready to talk about something else we're gonna get into later.
Yes, man. Let me tell you. So, want to go ahead and begin the show. And I want to say thank you to the city of Atlanta, Georgia. Reason for that is because I want to say thank you for the Atlanta Braves, even though they did let me down this year in baseball. I want to say thank you to Atlanta, Georgia for one of the greatest hip hop groups of all time, Outkast. I want to thank Atlanta, Georgia for lemon pepper chicken. Wonderful stuff. And most importantly, I want to thank them for having the Atlanta Falcons beat the New Orleans Saints, which put the Carolina Panthers into the playoffs and gave the Carolina Panthers the NFC South Championship, the 2005 NFC South Championship. Last time Carolina won the NFC South, 2015. 10 years. 10 years too long. And of course, the last time the Carolina Panthers were in the playoffs, 2017. We won't discuss who ushered the Carolina Panthers out that year. We're not going to talk about that because that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the fact that Carolina, despite the hills, the valleys, the coaching changes, the quarterback changes, all the things that the Carolina Panthers have been through since the last time they won the division and the last time they won the playoffs, we can say the Carolina Panthers won the division and are going to the playoffs. D, how you feel about that, my man?
I'm happy. I feel like we should have known last week that we were going to the playoffs, but we're not going to talk about that game. We're going to focus on the future. Thank you to Atlanta. Um, it's exciting, obviously. I feel like the Panthers fans deserve it because 10 years is a long time. I mean, goodness, the average NFL career for a player isn't 10 years long.
Mm-hmm.
So think of how many players that like we drafted in 2015 that aren't in the NFL anymore. Think about a player like Taylor Moton, who's been here for so long, and he's snipped the playoffs before, but it had to go years, like years before he sees them. It's it's tough, but it's amazing to see that we literally were at the top, fell to the lowest of low, and now we're building ourselves back up. I love to see it. I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to be from North Carolina. I'm for the Carolinas. I'm happy for the team. I'm happy for the players. We deserve it for a lot of the stuff that we've been through as a franchise, as a fan base. I'm happy. I am so damn happy. What about you?
It's a wonderful feeling, man, because, looking at that, because, when I was making notes for the show today, looking at that 2015, 2017, rough patch, seeing what Carolina's been through, laughing stock of the NFL, bottom team, talking about nobody wants to play at Carolina, nobody wants to be there, they can't keep a coach, talking about Dave Tepper and what he's done. Yes, he has taken a back seat like he said he would to Dan Morgan. A lot of people didn't believe it, but it happened. Letting this team do what it does, putting it in the hands of people where you can trust. Looking at Dave Canales as a coach, him getting being a part of the rebuild, being a part of that because there were coaches before that just couldn't get it done. Not the right hire, not the right, not the right fit, and then you have Dave Canales coming here and help fix this young quarterback. And then Bryce Young, all the questions about him. Oh, is he the guy? Why in the world did they trade so much for him? Why did they do it? All of these things in a nutshell, just being asked. Why sending DJ Moore away? Why? And Brian Burns, why? All of this stuff. Frankie Louvu, why? All these whys, everything that's happening. And now seeing Carolina just come in here, get a NFC South championship, get the division, get inside the division, win the division, get into the playoffs. It's a great feeling to see it happen after the trials and tribulations, the highs and lows that the fans have seen, and the highs and lows of the team. It's big. It's wonderful. So, congratulations first and foremost to the Carolina Panthers, and thanks to Atlanta Falcons for the help, for the boost. Now, I know that news is spread like wildfire around here about a certain person going to be at the game on Saturday. Certain person going to be there. So, we talked about quarterbacks and quarterback changes. The last quarterback that was under center when Carolina was in the playoffs was one Cameron Jarrell Newton. Cam was an MVP, All-Pro, Offensive Rookie of the Year. All of this in a Carolina Panthers uniform. So it was fitting that the last Panthers quarterback to get him to the playoffs and who has been a supporter of the Panthers, has outright been a supporter of the Panthers, will make an appearance in Charlotte for the game. He's going to be doing his podcast. Also, too, a live part of his podcast. And then he's going to beat the drum at the game. Go pound the drum. D. Now, I know you've probably heard a lot of, Cam Newton may have a grudge against Carolina because there was one instance where he talked about him and his son were in Charlotte and they looked at all the things in Bank of America Stadium and not anything, a resemblance of Cam Newton anywhere, a remnant of it in Bank of America Stadium. His son wanted to know why. And it felt like there might have been a rift between the organization and Cam Newton. Now, I know you've probably heard that. I remember. But your thoughts on that? Thoughts of Cam being at the game? Thoughts of him making an appearance? Thoughts of, is he mending some broken pieces with the Carolina Panthers organization?
First off, Cam deserved to be pissed off at the Panthers, because not only did they not release him, they made it seem like it was his fault that he wanted to leave. And then, secondly, the fact that they just took away everything Cam Newton out of the stadium. That's, in Stephen A. Smith words, that's blasphemous. You don't do that. Like, you go anywhere else in the NFL, any franchise, any of their greats, they're gonna let you know that he played for us. Tom Brady, it don't matter if he played for the Bucs. He's gonna be well known for being a Patriot. Was it Jim Kelly? Don McNabb.
Mm-hmm.
Like name any great quarterback, and you're gonna automatically think of, oh yeah, he was dominant on this team from this time to this time. That was Cam from the time he stepped in until his unfortunate shoulder injury. And even when he came back and he wasn't playing to the level that we know Cam Newton can play, just his presence just felt like enough that we could probably win this game. So I get why Cam was pissed off. I'd be pissed off. But to finally have him back, to hopefully see him wear that number one jersey on the sideline and beat the drum, it's it's gonna do something to the fan base. It's gonna do something to the players because the last like moment that we saw Cam Newton in the Panthers jersey, for me, when he came back, that biggest moment is when he first came back and he came out the tunnel. It's like even on TV, I got goosebumps. Like that's my all time great quarterback for my team. He shouldn't have had to go to another team. That is the franchise's greatest quarterback. So to have him there, that aura, that just the memories, that is going to be just epic. First time coming back, first time being in the playoffs in 10 years. He's the reason we were in the playoffs last time, and he damn near took us to the promised land. Cam Newton deserves all the flowers, all the love, everything. I am so damn happy he's back. I am. I'm just at this point. I'm just waiting for them to retire his jersey, put him in the Ring of Honor, and just have that man come to the stadium anytime you want. It don't matter if it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you just at Waffle House. You can come eat, watch TV at the stadium. You can watch it on the jumbotron. Whatever you want to do, you deserve it. That man earned it, given his blood, his sweat, his tears, his body. He did all of that for us. I am excited. I'm ready for Saturday. I'm gonna be looking on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, for the Roaring Riots tailgate with him doing his 4th and 1. I'm watching everything. I'm excited.
Definitely, I am too. Because, and you're absolutely right. Cam had every reason to be mad with that. Because I mean, how in the world can you sit around here and say that Cam had no part of the success of the Panthers? He sure did. He was electrifying as a player, big time player. I remember the first game where he suited up with Carolina and he had 4 touchdowns in his first game. And it was like this. Always, this is it. This is going to be a turning point here. That 2015 year, although Carolina came up short in the Super Bowl, that was a magical year. That was a year for the ages as a Carolina Panthers fan. Cam was a huge part of that. Deserved the MVP, deserved it. The aura that Cam Newton had when he walked in the building, when he had that huddle at that time. And yes, the shoulder injury, definitely. Cam was playing hurt. Cam was hurt. Because after that, he was hurt. There was no doubt about it because he was a shade of what he was. He was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And so I believe that wholeheartedly. But yes, definitely looking forward to Cam being in Charlotte. Looking forward to the podcast, seeing him back in Charlotte with the fans, with and then bam and then beating the drum for the game. It is going to be insane. It is going to be pandemonium because he's made an all call on this podcast to go scream, get to the game, and make sure you're screaming. But also too, the Panthers team has to make sure they give their fans something to scream for. And that's what he said on his podcast. Definitely looking forward to it. Now, we talked all about that and celebrated the NFC South. Cam being back for the game. Now, we got to talk about the game. So, the stage is set. 4:30 Saturday. Open it up. Open it up. Wildcard weekend because there's 6 games going to be on. Then you got a Monday night game, you know. But Carolina starts the show 4:30. The 4 seed Panthers up against the 5 seed Los Angeles Rams. Now, of course, we all know, and me, we know because we did the show afterwards. The Rams came up short to the Panthers in the regular season. This year, Panthers defense came through. Panthers offense clicked, was able to get it done against the Rams. However, it's a new season. Playoffs are new. It is a new time for all teams, whether it's Jacksonville, whether it's New England, Buffalo, San Francisco, Philadelphia, no matter who it is, it's all brand new. Regular season's done. It is whoever survives. Survive or die. This is a game that many are going to look at and say, can the Panthers do it? The Panthers are a 10-point dog to the Los Angeles Rams. They're giving the Rams the love. They're giving the Rams the nod. All that stuff. And I get it. I get it. I understand why. I get it. But need we go back in time? Need we go back in time? 2014. The Carolina Panthers went 7-8-1 to slide into the playoffs. And they did it. They did it. They slid in there. And they played an Arizona Cardinals team that was 11-5. And Carolina won 27-16 to advance on to the divisional playoffs. Upsets are real in the playoffs. And these teams that are favored to win, yes, there are going to be teams that are favored to win, but not all of them are going to win. Not all of them. So, and they're already talking about rain. And they're already talking about rain. Talking about rain. And you know what rain does. Rain makes it messy. Rain makes it sloppy. And rain grounds the game. So, will we see the running game? I'm pretty sure we will. But it's going to be a messy game today. Let's talk about the offense right here. Let's talk about the offense. What you want to see out this offense in this game?
I want to see our running game pick back up. I mean, it's obvious we need to run the ball if it's going to rain. But at the same time, I don't want to see them constantly like, all right, 7 plays back to back, let's run it. We still got to, put the ball in Bryce's hands. We still got to put the ball in McMillan's hands, our rookie of the year, by the way.
Yep.
We still got to put the ball in Coker's hands and Mitchell Evans. We got to give them a chance to win it. But as good as Rico and Tuba are, we can't just put all the pressure on them. I mean, Bryce has shown he's dynamic running and passing. Maybe some good play action would work. We don't know. I'm expecting to see maybe 2 runs back to back to start the game off. See what we can do, see how close we get. And if we get a first down, 3 runs back to back. If we don't get a first down, obviously 2 runs and a pass. I'm expecting this team to run the ball like they did the last game. And if it happens to slow down with raining, we're going to see Bryce kind of air it out a little bit. I'm expecting some slants. I'm expecting some comeback routes. But most of all, I'm expecting them to lean on Rico, maybe more than they should. But it's expected. Rico's going to get a lot of passes. He's going to get a lot of rushes. I expect Rico to be, excuse me, the workhorse. And I expect, even if Rico's the workhorse, I still expect Chuba to come in and be dynamic as well. I think we're going to get a good complement of the two. I think this is the game where they can show off where we control the clock again and where we let our running game decide how this outcome is for the most part.
Definitely. Now, you're right. Carolina got to run the football. That's going to be one of the main things that has to be done is Carolina's got to run the football. But you're absolutely right. Having to lean on the running game so much because there's so many elements of an offense. So it has to be taken care of. You have to make sure that you're not catering too much to one side. But you got to mix it up. You do. Even with the rain coming. Now, that's going to help, maybe slow down the Rams a little bit because they do like to pass the ball. Matthew Stafford, heck of a passer, has the offensive weapons. Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams is going to be playing in this game. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be something that may help Carolina on the defensive side of the ball. But with the offensive side of the ball, yes, the swing passes are going to have to come. Rico going to be an extra receiver. Maybe Chuba doing the same thing. Mitchell Evans having to be that receiver, the tight end. Tommy Tremble, he was added a little bit into the offense as well, too. He is more of a blocker than he is a pass receiver, but he has caught some clutch passes. So definitely. And the receivers have to play a key. Hey, what's going on there, Earl? Hey, what's good? Hey, you all right, man? Let's go, Panthers. Let's do this. Now, looking at that, that's going to be what Carolina does have to do. They will have to establish a pass. They will have to throw the football somehow, some way. Mm-hmm. Bryce is going to have to mix it up, come out of a play action, come out of that bootleg, but then, make it second and manageable, third and manageable, and then start pounding the football. That's one of the things that has to be done because the Rams defense, to me, that was something that Carolina did do. They were exploiting the secondary a little bit in that first game. Mm-hmm. I know the Rams looked at everything, and they probably were scratching their heads after the game was over. How did we lose this? What did we do? So I'm pretty sure that they're looking at that, and they're going to not make the mistakes that they made before because it's going to be interesting to see what adjustments that they make because it is a new season. It's the playoffs. They're not playing around. And offensively, the trench battle has to be what needs to be done. Win in the trenches. Keep that defense away from Bryce Young because he has to operate. He has to be able to do things. And that's something that Carolina has done, even with the line not being 100%. The trench battle is something that needed to be fixed. And yeah, they've been winning trench battles. We haven't seen Bryce getting hit a lot, being sacked a lot. Mm-hmm. And Bryce has limited his mistakes, which is something that has to be done. And also, too, with the bright lights, with the playoffs, the lights get a little brighter. We're going to see what our young quarterback is made of in this game. And, of course, we highlighted a little bit of the defense because this offense, they know how to score. This offense can get in the end zone at any given time. I would probably say the best receiver in the NFL right now, Puka Nacua. And Devontae Adams being that second option as well, too. He's been a first option his entire career. Now he's being a second option, and he's fitting into it. So there is offense on this side of the ball, and of course, a seasoned vet in Matthew Stafford, who's been to the Super Bowl and has won. He's got experience inside of the playoffs. So this is going to be a sight to see with the Rams. They're a different animal with this being the playoffs. So on the defensive side of the ball, D, what you want to see?
I want to see my favorite all-season signing come in and wreak havoc. I want Trevon Merrick to get a sack. I want him to get like 3 to 4 tackles for loss. I want to see him get a total of like 8 total tackles. I want to see an interception or at least 2 by the defense. Like, I want so much, but I'm going to temper my expectations and I'm going to settle for less. If we can win the turnover battle, cool. We did it last game. We won. We can't count last game, though. Again, like you said, this is the playoffs. This is a whole new season, basically. I want our defense to be led by players that know what they're doing. A Derek Brown, a J.C. Horn, Mike Jack, Trevon Merrick, Lathan Ransom's been nice. Nick Scott's been surprisingly great. After us questioning him coming back, he's played pretty solid. Rosebone's been dope as a linebacker for us. I mean, at the beginning of the season, I was like, man, like, I don't know how this is gonna be. Like, I'm excited for his highlights look dope. But I mean, when can we sign Josie Jewell back? and now it's like, yo, like we might have something special. I mean, I still would love Josie Jewell in the playoffs, but
Of course.
we still might have something special with the players we have.
Yes.
I mean, Nick Scorton, dude's an impact rookie.
Yes.
He's what, tied on the team with the most sacks?
Yes.
I mean, granted, he has what, 5.5, I believe, something like that.
He does.
5.5 as a rookie is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, would I have loved for it to be 7 or 8? Yeah, but he's still learning himself. He's still learning NFL. Same with T-Mac. He's still learning NFL, yet he won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited. We got some playmakers. We gotta just temper ourselves. Act like we've been here if we haven't. Clearly we haven't in a long time. But we have some players that have been to the promised land. We got some players that they know what it's like to win a championship. They know what it's like to be in the playoffs, to play under these lights. Bryce knows what it's like as a college player. This is his first experience under the lights. This is Lathan Ransom's first experience under the lights as a professional. I want so much for these guys, and they've earned it. But they have to play like it. I don't know, Earl. I feel like that it's still too early for us to call it a Super Bowl window. I don't want to jinx it. I mean, I think everybody was expecting us to have a better chance next year making the playoffs, and we overachieved this year. But I ain't mad. I feel like us winning 8 games, an improvement of 3 from last year, and still making the playoffs. I think it's gonna make more people want to play here. We're gonna have more money than anybody in the NFC South, I believe, coming into the free agency. I mean, we're losing what, DJ Wanham, who you could say is it may or may not be a loss.
Right.
We're losing a lot of people that we can still upgrade from. So I don't think it's a championship window, but I believe it's a playoff window.
Yeah.
What about you?
I do agree. I agree with that, though, for real. I mean, the Super Bowl window, it's wishful thinking, though, Earl. You're absolutely right. It is wishful thinking. But I will say this. And we've talked about this. D and I have talked about this. It is any given Sunday. This whole season has been any given Sunday. And the Panthers were a part of that, because if anybody were really saying that Carolina was going to win the NFC South this year with an upstart Tampa Bay squad, with Atlanta doing what they're doing, and the Saints being the Saints, but there was a possibility that maybe Carolina could do it, but it was outside the rim, because once again, it was still Tampa Bay's division to lose. That's what it looked like in the beginning and the way Tampa Bay started playing. They came out the gates, they were fast, they were winning, then they started to get hurt. And
Mm.
that's where the misfortune came about. Atlanta, high-powered rapid-fire offense, and they had up and down games. You didn't know which Atlanta Falcons team you were gonna get from week in to week out, and then the Panthers swept them. And there we go with that. And it was like, man, you play this squad really good, but then you lose to this squad, and that's been the up and down, and that's been with all the teams because looking at these playoffs right here, you don't know what you're gonna get because Jacksonville's playing playing the Bills, and the Bills possibly could win, but Jacksonville's on the upstart, and then you've got Texans and Steelers, and you don't know what Steelers team you're gonna get. And now you got Rams and Panthers, and the Panthers have beat the Rams in the regular season. I know we threw it out. I know we're saying throw the regular season out, but in that game, Bryce threw 3 touchdowns in that game, and the Panthers picked off Matthew Stafford 3 times in that game. Defense showed up, and then Carolina come back and won the game. Came back and won it. Had Bryce or Ted Aurora getting the game-winning touchdown. So there's a possibility anywhere, especially in the playoffs. You thought the regular season was insane. The playoffs is no comparison. So we don't know what we're going to get. So that's the reason why still keep the optimism up, because it's still wide open everywhere. It's wide open.
Mm-hmm.
No clear favorites. You have guys you think might win. And like we said in the beginning, these guys may be favored to win, but not all of them are going to win. So this is going to be interesting. But we got the game on Sunday. Sunday, 4:30.
Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. I'm not sorry about that. I'm saying Saturday. I'm saying Sunday, but it's Saturday. My bad. Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
On the rainy Saturday, Cam gonna be there doing the podcast, beating the drum. He gonna be there. Put the jersey on, Cam. One more time. Put that one jersey on one more time. Saturday, y'all. The Panthers. Time to put it up. Time to put up or shut up. It's playoffs, y'all. It's playoffs. Wildcard weekend. D gonna be there. I won't be there. We're gonna be watching the game. We're gonna make sure. We're gonna see if our Panthers can do it, y'all. But until then, gotta exit the cat cave because we gotta get ready. Because y'all, usually around this time, we be talking about reflecting on the season, what to do, draft-wise. But not this time. Because there's one more game to play. And it's survive or die. It's playoffs for more. Tune into Tobacco Road Sports Radio's YouTube channel. Get on Fans First Sports Network. Part of Keep Pounding Podcast Network, powered by the Fans First Sports Network. See us, the Cat Cave. Watch some good shows. Get on Believe Network. Watch Believe in Panthers. For Podcast Smith, Shannon Smith. In the Beast from Northeast, North Carolina. D. White. Let's go, Panthers.
Keep pounding.